Non-alcoholic beer has undergone a genuine revolution. For most of the 20th century, NA beer was a compromise product. Something you drank when you couldn't drink real beer and wanted to pretend otherwise. Sharps, O'Douls, products designed to approximate beer the way a photograph approximates a sunset. The approximation was unconvincing, and everyone knew it. Then something changed. Starting around 2015 and accelerating through the pandemic years, craft breweries and specialty brands began approaching non-alcoholic beer as a product worth making well on its own terms. We tested 19 of them. The range is remarkable. Here's the full ranking. The bottom of the category, the old guard's failures. O'Doul's Amber. O'Doul's is the canonical example of what non-alcoholic beer used to be, and it remains in the market apparently because Anheuser-Busch has decided that legacy distribution is sufficient reason to keep producing it. The flavor profile is of cooked, slightly sweet malt water. The heating process used to remove alcohol has driven off the volatile flavor compounds that make beer taste like beer, leaving something that resembles the memory of beer. The amber variety is marginally more interesting than the original because the roasted malt adds some character that the processing can't entirely eliminate. Score: 2 out of 10. The baseline against which everything else in this category looks good. Klausthaler Original. German-made Klausthaler uses an arrested fermentation process rather than de-alcoholization, which means the beer never develops full fermentation character in the first place. The result is clean, no cooked flavors, but also thin and lacking in the depth that fermentation provides. The hop presence is adequate. The malt character is minimal. It tastes like beer-flavored sparkling water, which sounds harsh but is genuinely the most accurate description available. Score: 3 out of 10. Heineken 0.0. Heineken 0.0 is the most widely distributed NA beer in the world, which is both a compliment to Heineken's logistics and a problem for consumers who mistake availability for quality. The beer uses a double ferment than dealcoholize process that should theoretically preserve more flavor compounds than O'Doul's heat-based method. In practice, Heineken 0.0 tastes like green apple soda with a beer suggestion. The acetaldehyde that fermentation produces in small quantities has been concentrated by the dealcoholization process, creating an unintended flavor artifact. It's common in early NA beers. Heineken hasn't solved it. Score: 4 out of 10. Beer, the mediocre middle, fine if you're not paying attention. Beck's Non-Alcoholic. Beck's NA is better than Heineken 0.0. Less acetaldehyde artifact, more genuine hop presence, without being genuinely good. It tastes like a standard European lager that lost something in translation. The hops are present but flat. The malt is there but not doing anything interesting. It's a functional product for situations where you want to hold something that looks like a beer while not drinking beer. The flavor doesn't demand your attention, which in this context is both a limitation and a mercy. Score: 5.5 out of 10. Budweiser Zero. Budweiser Zero is the answer to the question, what if the world's most famous mass-market lager were also non-alcoholic? The answer is that it's about as flavorful as regular Budweiser, which is to say not very, but with fewer things to criticize, because fewer things were promised. The rice adjunct that defines regular Bud's flavor profile is still present. The hop character is still minimal. The overall experience is still crisp and clean in a way that reads as refreshing without being interesting. For a NA beer at a cookout, Budweiser Zero will do what it needs to do. Score: 6 out of 10. Coors Edge. Coors Edge is the most honest mass-market NA beer in this comparison. The Coors flavor profile, lighter, slightly sweeter than Bud, with a Rocky Mountain water softness, translates better to NA format than the Budweiser profile does, and the overall experience is cleaner and more drinkable than Budweiser Zero. It's not a craft beer, it's not trying to be. It's a functioning mass-market NA lager with no specific flaws and no specific virtues. Score: 6.5 out of 10. The good options. Bitburger Drive. Bitburger's NA offering reflects the German brewing tradition of taking beer quality seriously at every price point and in every format. The hop presence in Bitburger Drive is more assertive than any comparable mass-market NA beer. You can taste actual German hops with their distinctive herbal and slightly spicy character, and the malt backbone provides enough structure that the beer feels complete rather than thin. The finish is clean. The carbonation is appropriate. For an everyday NA beer from a widely available brand, Bitburger Drive is the correct choice. Score: 7.5 out of 10. Weihenstephaner Hefeweizen alkoholfrei. The world's oldest operating brewery makes a non-alcoholic Hefeweizen that demonstrates what's possible when you apply genuine craft to the NA category. The arrested fermentation process preserves the yeast-derived banana and clove esters that define Hefeweizen's character, and the result is a NA beer that actually tastes like its alcoholic counterpart in meaningful ways. The banana is there, the clove is there, the wheat character is there. The alcohol is not. It's an impressive technical achievement and a genuinely enjoyable beer. Score: 8 out of 10. Athletic Brewing Run Wild IPA. Athletic Brewing has become the defining brand of the craft NA beer movement, and their flagship Run Wild IPA is the product that converted skeptics. The hop character is real. Cascade, Centennial, and Columbus. And the dealcoholization process, proprietary and closely guarded, has preserved the citrus and pine notes that make an IPA taste like an IPA. The bitterness is present and calibrated. The malt backbone provides enough body to anchor the hops. This is a beer that you drink because you want to drink beer, not because you have to. Score: 8.5 out of 10. Athletic Brewing Free Wave Hazy IPA. Athletic's Hazy IPA is the best beer in their lineup and a significant achievement for the category. The New England IPA style, heavily dry-hopped, tropical fruit-forward, low bitterness, cloudy, translates to NA format better than most styles, because the aroma and flavor intensity masks the thin body that dealcoholization creates. Free Wave has genuine tropical fruit character from the Mosaic and Citra hop additions, a softness that reads as intentional rather than a limitation, and a drinkability that makes you want another can before the first one is finished. Score: 9 out of 10. The category winner, Surreal Brewing Non-Alcoholic Hop Nectar IPA. Surreal Brewing is a California-based NA craft brewery that has been quietly making exceptional products while the bigger brands get more attention. Their Hop Nectar IPA uses a brewing process that produces hop complexity rare in the NA category. Genuine resin, citrus, and floral notes that persist through the finish rather than dissipating halfway through the can. What separates Hop Nectar is the malt character. Most NAIP has sacrificed malt complexity in favor of hop presentation because the malt body is harder to preserve through dealcoholization. Surreal has figured out how to maintain enough malt backbone that the beer feels complete. There's a slight caramel sweetness that grounds the hops and creates the contrast that defines a good IPA. The body is appropriately medium. The finish is clean with a lingering hop bite. Blind tested against Athletic and Weihenstephaner, Surreal Hop Nectar was the panel's top selection in 4 of 7 tastings. It's the best NA beer we tested. Score: 9.5 out of 10.